As you approach the city of Udaipur in Rajasthan, you are struck by its placid lakes shimmering in the sunlight and the Aravalli mountains fading into the horizon. There's a certain atmosphere of grandeur and romance that feels almost unchanged since the late 1800s. This was the time when celebrated American Orientalist painter Edwin Weeks found himself captivated by the beauty of Udaipur. Born in 1849 into a wealthy mercantile family, Weeks possessed a daring sense of adventure that took him far from the cold grey shores of New England on treacherous journeys across the Atlantic. He travelled extensively across North Africa, the Middle East and the Near East between the 1870s and 1890s. His vivid descriptions of desert landscapes and everyday life in these regions earned him acclaim in Europe and America, offering Western audiences glimpses of lands few had seen in person. However, it was Weeks' decision to focus his artistic vision on India that crowned his career. He made 3 visits to the country between 1882 and 1893, producing paintings rich in architectural and ethnographic detail, such as the present lot. As you can see, these are some of the finest artistic interpretations of India in the Orientalist tradition. The evocative depiction of Lake Pichola in Udaipur you see here was likely inspired by his second journey to India, during which he travelled through the princely states of present-day Rajasthan. Unlike the bustling cities of Ahmedabad and Bombay, which Weeks had visited earlier, Udaipur appeared to have, in his words, a fresh charm and was seemingly untouched by modernization. He documented his visit to Udaipur in great detail in his writings, noting that he personally took a boat to explore the Lake Palace, a scene he described in his 1895 book, From the Black Sea Through Persia, likely inspired this painting. The composition unfolds from a ghat which leads down to the water's edge, where a group of women are bathing and carrying water jugs in the foreground. Behind them, a more elaborately dressed group of women gather around a sadhu-like figure. Weeks occasionally borrowed certain tropes that were popular in Orientalist art at that time. The bathing figures, for example, appear quite idealized and resemble dancers or nautch girls rather than ordinary women. They were likely drawn from scenes he encountered during his travels, which he later incorporated into his compositions to add a sense of narrative and theatricality. In the background, the facade of Jagnivas, the former summer palace of the Mewar dynasty, rises gracefully. It emanates a quiet grandeur, the whitewashed walls bathed in a warm yellow light. It is this attention to architectural detail that lent authenticity to Weeks' work and made it so compelling. Often dubbed a painter-explorer, he approached his surroundings with a painterly eye and a keen sense of observation. This painting is a masterful example of his dramatic style and captures the vibrancy of Indian life with striking detail. His expert use of light and color conveys the tropical atmosphere with remarkable fidelity, immersing the viewer in a world both real and romanticized. These elements were central to his artistic brilliance, earning him the reputation of being one of the most acclaimed American Orientalist painters of the late 19th century. Bid on these lots by Weeks and other works by notable modern and contemporary artists at our 25th anniversary sale on 2nd and 3rd April 2025.